How long have you been working for the ITUC and the ILO?
I've been working at the ITUC for 15 years now.
Okay, and the ITUC is an NGO. However, is it part of the governing body of the ILO in Geneva? Do they share the office?
They have the same office, and I know when the ILO was making renovations, they kept the ITUC office combined with the ILO, and I know that some of the workers just go to the ILO offices instead of the ITUC.
Okay.
And yes, the ITUC is an NGO.
Okay. Why do you think it's difficult to become part of the ILO community?
Well, there's a lot of applications of people who apply to get a job. It's competitive. But I also know that a lot of people who used to work in the ILO or who are retired, they get hired on short-term contracts, which get renewed constantly. And that is usually because they know the people who are in charge, or they're changing managers who bring in their own people. It's much easier and they trust, so basically there's no chance for new places, for new people to join, because the positions are still kept by the former people who worked there who are retired.
There are more than 2,000 people in this organization. Some must leave, change career, and how is it that young people looking for a job rarely get hired?
Well, as I said before, it's a small circle of people who know each other that keep getting the attractive jobs which offer, for example, they become staff members and the rest become contractors, which doesn't entitle them to the same rights and it's not attractive.
Okay.
So it's usually much lower pay and no leave.
Okay, and as an intern in the ILO, you need to wait 6 months before getting hired. Is that the case?
Well, it depends. If the rule, I think, generally in the UN and all these organizations is that you need to wait a certain amount of time until you get hired from your internship. But in general, I think if they like you, they take you, and usually interns are willing to start with a very low jobs and then they keep them there for a long time.
And is it normal for a director of an NGO such as the ITUC director in Geneva to drive a diplomatic plate with a BMV?
Well, for NGOs, I don't know. Usually they don't have diplomatic plates, but because the ITUC is very close to the ILO and they have members of the ITUC in the ILO. So, for example, for the cars, they have connections and they get BMWs with reduced prices. So, as the UN offers a lot of employees cars on sale, for example. And the diplomatic plate, I think, comes with the rank. But the director of NGO usually doesn't have a diplomatic plate. But I think this has to do because the ITUC is working closely with the ILO, so they enjoy the diplomatic status.
Yeah, and employers have complained to the administrative tribunal of the ILO. What exactly were they complaining about?
It is a very known case. I think the people have been complaining to the administrative tribunal since the 60s, but a lot of complaints come there that are obviously ridiculous, but the complaints that come is, for example, discrimination in the promotion process. So you have people that come in there that were passed over for promotion. And the tribunal usually, I think in one case for sure, they decided in the favor of the plaintiff. And it's because in the system you have to get promotion through a committee,
Yeah.
And then the committee decides if you're gonna get a promotion, and some people just get passed over on their supervisor's free will, and then they choose whoever they wish, regardless of their skills, which is completely unfair, and it
Okay.
doesn't stand for the
Yeah.
workers' rights.
And what about your superior? How does she treat you like as a worker?
Well, in my 15 years, I mean, I've been here, but now it's becoming more strict, and we have to work a lot of hours, and definitely the other people get paid more.
Mhm. And the ITUC employees have been here for a longer time period. There is little turnover with workers.
Well, the same people keep circling around. I mean, if one retires, they offer him a consultant contract, which brings him back, or her, in the game. And what I mean by that is they come back to ITUC, although they should be retired, and which creates and the same in ILO. So
Yeah.
the big turnover doesn't happen because of this.
Okay.
Same faces come back here, and once they were supposed to leave, which
Yeah. Okay. And during your time at the ITUC, there have been many people who are retired from the ILO and the ITUC who were rehired.
yeah, there were quite a few people that were hired again. As I said, this short-term contract, which lasts for about 4-5 months, and then they keep renewing it because it suits both ways. It suits the person who's coming back and the organization, because in order to give a staff member job, they cost more. The benefits are larger,
Yeah.
and like this, they enjoy more time working, more money.
Mm-hmm.
But however, I mean, I'm going to say that they should be retired. So
Yeah. And in short, like the ITUC and the ILO state that they are an equal opportunity employer, that they encourage no discrimination of any sort in the hiring process, as well as people from developing countries to apply. But it is simply not true, right?
well, I think there was an investigation 2 years ago or something that the UN, 40% of the organizations of the UN, including the ILO, abuse this short-term contract situation, and not only retired people get rehired. Some give excuse that they have the expertise already, but they simply should be retired by law, even, I think. But the short-term contract is really what they use, and the ILO stands for protecting and promoting workers' rights, but what the short-term non-staff member contract does, it basically uses the people in this short time to their fullest amount, and then they don't know what's going to happen after, so they get rehired every 2 months,
Yeah.
most of the time with very little leave, if any.
Yeah.
And the pay is different, it's much lower. They don't have the benefits as the staff members. And it also plays with their promotion.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a staff member, it's very, very unlikely that you will get. Sorry, if you're a contractor, it's very unlikely that you will get a staff member
Okay.
job, and you're not taken seriously most of the time.
Mhm.
And that's why people leave, and then the young people don't want to stay because
Yeah,
it's not giving them much opportunity to advance.
I understand. What do you know about the ITUC president, Sharan Burrow?
Wow, I know that. I think she was hired from Australia, and she doesn't have a great reputation, as I heard from people that know more about her. And they told me that she has been involved in promoting anti-political propaganda of the former Australian Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
and this comes from my colleagues in ILO, and she was putting leaflets on members, I think 200 or 300, and then I read it in the media. So it was, she was promoting her own political agenda in the ILO, and the ILO, first of all, the ITUC and ILO should not be political. And I know she was very favorable to the other prime minister who came after the one she was campaigning negatively against. And then she got president of the ITUC. I was still here, and when she got president, I think that there was in the media as well. In Australia, she was disliked because of some maternity leave law, and they said that as a union president of the workers, she should, advocate more for them.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, she was just acting on the interest of the government, which is very hypocritical. Other than that, I know that she's in Brussels, stationed in Brussels.